An American teenager's TikTok video accusing China of putting Muslims into concentration camps, as they have, has gone viral on TikTok, the Chinese-owned social network. Feroza Aziz posted a 3-part video which appears to be about beauty tips. But there's a little bit more to it. I've been speaking to the BBC's China media analyst, Kerry Allen, and she told me what's in it.
So this video with Feroza Aziz, who's a US teenager, it starts off just looking like, I mean, I've seen many such videos on TikTok platforms. It just looks like a makeup tutorial. So it's a young woman, very pretty, saying that she's going to start talking about curling her eyelashes. So this is what people are expecting. They're expecting a makeup tutorial. And as she starts to put the eyelash curler to her face, she then starts to talk about Uyghurs within Western China and says that China is suppressing them, that Uyghurs are in concentration camps. And she even goes as far as to use language to say that it's like the Holocaust. And so suddenly it's a very striking, very different message to what people are expecting. And then at the end of the video, she just simply says, yes, and that's how you use eyelash curlers.
How interesting. So is this a bit of a sneaky attempt to get past the Chinese censor?
Not really, no. So one of the things that's probably not well known about TikTok is that, I mean, it's become very, very popular overseas in countries like the US and but also in the East, countries like India. But there are different servers overseas than there are within mainland China. So anybody using TikTok within mainland China, they use a platform that, I mean, basically TikTok in Chinese is known as Douyin. So I'll call it Douyin just to explain the difference. So Douyin is very, very closely monitored by the government, and they can actually remove a lot of videos. In fact, last year they removed a load of videos featuring Peppa Pig, the cartoon, because they're that sensitive. But overseas,
and why Peppa Pig? Was she some kind of a symbol or something?
Yeah. So Peppa Pig in China has become this kind of subversive, slightly gangster symbol. I know that sounds ridiculous, but there were a lot of celebrities getting transfer tattoos of Peppa Pig, and they were dubbing videos and just adding very kind of naughty subtitles and dubbing the videos themselves. And so Peppa Pig became this symbol of subversion, and the government didn't like it. So suddenly there was an outright ban on Peppa Pig.
Right, a bit like Winnie the Pooh before Peppa Pig.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So people who use Douyin, TikTok within mainland China, the government does actively censor content, but the servers of videos that are posted overseas. So this woman, she's based in the US. The servers are in the US, so there's not direct government censorship. So there wouldn't have been a load of government administrators watching this video and thinking, we've got to take this down.
So the fact that this has gone viral, it's important to say it probably hasn't gone viral in China because people can't see it in China.
No, they can't, no. But one of the things that's happened is that because this video it's almost antagonized the government. I mean, there have been suggestions that videos on TikTok overseas that get a huge amount of views, a huge amount of clicks, that the government still is quite nervous. It sees it as embarrassing that because this is a Chinese platform, that if they are doing so well, that they do want to intervene. And so I have seen suggestions that they have asked for her platform to be blocked as a result of this. So there is the possibility that somebody Chinese has got on the phone and said, take this video down.
So has she been blocked or has she not? Can you still see her stuff?
She says she's been blocked, but one of the things that TikTok have said, they've made a statement long term saying that they don't remove content overseas outside of China based on Chinese sensitivities. So they've outright denied this. But her video, I mean, it's possible that it could be replicated. There were suggestions that a previous platform that she had she'd violated some of the terms and conditions related to terrorism. So it might have been because she'd already been blacklisted before or blocked, that this is why this video had been taken down rather than the content.
But it does suggest an interesting technique, doesn't it? If you have a message that you want to get across Don't do it in a kind of straight up to the front door sort of way.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, in China, the government are so sensitive to ways in which people try to use little techniques to get around sensitive or taboo topics. I mean, one of the things that's quite creative, when we think of the Tiananmen massacre in 1989, the government outright denies that this ever happened, and it doesn't like anybody talking about it on social media. So even number sequences that are related to the event, so the 4th of June when it occurred, 4-6, the fourth day, the sixth month, the number 46 becomes outright blocked. The year 1989 becomes blocked. Initials TS. So, I mean, one of the things that I think is really weird is, Taylor Swift released an album called 1989, and people can't actually talk about this album because the initials of Taylor Swift are TS, and the album's called 1989, and these are sensitive terms. So there are ways that the government knows, even these really subtle ways that people try to talk about sensitive topics. It's got a huge list of them, and it tries to prevent people from talking about anything. I mean, particularly Xinjiang as well is known as quite a controversial area. There have been suggestions that there are what they call re-education camps to try and basically, because the majority of people in mainland China are Han Chinese, the suggestion that Uyghurs are to become more, to lose their culture and their identity.
More Chinese and their culture being wiped out. I mean, we've reported this. BBC reporters have gone to these camps. So I mean, it's an extraordinary thing that's happening there. So, we understand that. What I find interesting, though, is whether TikTok as an entity is suffering now because of this, whether, in fact, its tremendous success among teenagers is going to be compromised because of what maybe the Chinese government has taken exception to.
It could potentially, yes, because, being a Chinese platform, within mainland China, a lot of platforms like TikTok, a lot of video platforms, the general rule is that if any content appears on their platforms that the government doesn't agree with, it will impose huge fines. So I've seen platforms very similar to TikTok that have been criticized just because of innocuous bloggers or bloggers doing something or saying something that's slightly sensitive. But the thing is, TikTok has become such a success story. I mean, its creator is now one of the richest men in China, and it's become this big overseas platform that it's almost grown out of control. So it's had this opportunity to grow in the West and in other countries overseas. But at the same time, the government doesn't like the idea that this is beyond its control, that people can be posting anti-government messages overseas. So they will want to bury this incident under the rug. They won't want to. They don't like the idea of Western media making a big deal of it. So I think it's entirely possible that they did ban this woman's videos, but at the same time they see TikTok as an opportunity as much to grow its Chinese government's soft power. So some of the things that I saw when TikTok was just launching in the West, because I've been watching the app for some time, was very funky videos with dance music for the foreign ministry, which has traditionally been associated as quite dull and boring. So China saw this as an opportunity to really show a funky and different side of the government to people overseas.
Well, that's our China media analyst, Kerry Allen, and it's 2:30.